Dogworks Radio is sponsored by Alaska Dogworks. Check out their website at alaskadogworks.com. You can support this podcast on patreon.com/firstpawmedia.
Egg hunts are a memorable springtime tradition for kids, but children aren't the only ones who like hunting for treats. Setting up a dog-friendly egg hunt is a great way to test your pup's sense of smell and scent game skills. Best of all, egg hunts can be assembled in your own yard or even inside your home if you get creative with the space you've got. Egg hunts with your dog are a fun activity for the whole family, so long as safety remains a top priority. Here are some tips to help you get your own canine egg hunt rolling this spring.
From First Paw Media, sponsored by Alaska Dogworks Professional Canine Training Center in Anchorage, Alaska. This is Dogworks Radio, committed to families and their dogs to build lifelong and fulfilling relationships. Visit our website at dogworksradio.com. Now here are your hosts, Robert and Michelle Forto.
Hello and welcome to Dogworks Radio. I'm your host, Michelle Forto, and I'm also the lead trainer for Alaska Dogworks, where we help humans and their dogs have better relationships. In Alaska, we still have feet of snow on the ground, but typically Easter marks the transition to spring. On today's show, we are talking about how to create a springtime egg hunt that your dog will love. Let's get started. Assemble your dog-friendly egg hunt. Any good plastic egg needs at least two things: treat-filled eggs and willing participants. Plastic eggs are an ideal option for hiding little snacks for your dog. They can, however, pose some risks for dogs that you can avoid with some planning. Choose plastic eggs that are large enough to ensure that your dog cannot swallow them whole. And if your dog insists on chewing on the plastic eggs, simply hide the treats around your home or yard without using them. You could also use another toy like a Kong as an alternative. The idea is the same, and the game is just still as fun and enriching. A lot of times I suggest to our clients throughout the year to hide treats in tennis balls, and that makes a great alternative as well. Choose your dog treats. Your dog relies on their nose to find rewards, so choose treats with an enticing smell that you know your dog enjoys. As you progress throughout the hunt, reward your dog for discovering the new eggs or treats with an excited voice to keep them motivated. You may also want to select smaller size snacks so your pet isn't eating too many goodies in a short amount of time. Small, chewy treats that your dog can sniff out are a great egg hunt option. If your dog has a foundation in AKC scent work already, you can always have your dog hunt for scent instead of treats and reward them accordingly when they find what the egg hides. Watch and manage your dog during the hunt. If you're doing your own egg hunt at home and have your dog safely contained, then a leash is optional. For a publicly organized dog egg hunt, participants will likely have leash rules they must adhere to. The reason for this is that keeping your dog on a leash is usually required by law, but it will also help reduce the risk of accidental plastic egg ingestion. It also helps reduce the risk of unwanted interactions with other participants, human or canine, at a public event. Leashing your dog can also allow you to help guide your dog toward hard-to-find eggs or treats, whether in your own yard or at a public event. If you have your own fenced-in yard, off-leash egg hunts are okay. Just be sure to watch and manage your dog to prevent them from ingesting anything you don't want them to ingest. Not all dogs enjoy hunting for eggs with other dogs around. Dogs with resource guarding behaviors or who do not get along well with other dogs in general would do better with an individual egg hunt that gives them more space to enjoy the activity. Just set up individual egg hunts with each dog's favorite treats and create plenty of space in between each participant. Take turns if you have multiple dogs participating. Not all egg hunts are created equal. Egg hunts can be a fun indoor-outdoor activity for the whole family. Just be certain you don't mix up the chocolate you use for the children's egg hunts with your dog treat eggs. Keep dogs inside and safely away from the egg hunts when candy is involved so your dog doesn't unintentionally ingest any human treat that could be toxic to them, or doesn't sneak away with a plastic egg that a child may have dropped. You may also want to count your dog's eggs to make sure your dog has found them all. Doing this will ensure they don't discover any later and chew up or swallow the plastic. Now that you're set with all the knowledge you need about egg hunts, it's time to get started. Happy hunting! If you liked those tips and tricks, stick around until after the break for more.
We're living in uncertain times. If there is one thing we can be thankful for, that is the recent pet adoption boom. Shelters are being cleared out, and that means you may not know much about your new best friend. Alaska Dogworks virtual and on-site classes are the best way for you to build a lasting bond and learn about your pup, new or old. From setting up a proper routine to learning the commands and much more, Alaska Dogworks provides you with the resources to develop your dog into one of the best. Right now, Alaska Dogworks has an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Go to alaskadogworks.com now and use promo code DOGWORKS and save 20% off your training program at the time of your booking. Visit alaskadogworks.com and use promo code DOGWORKS to save 20% today. That's alaskadogworks.com and use promo code DOGWORKS at the time of booking.
Dog owners are warned to be on high alert around the holiday as Easter egg hunts and Easter baskets containing chocolate pose an increased threat for curious dogs looking for treats to snack on. According to the Pet Poison Helpline, calls during the week of Easter concerning dogs who have consumed chocolate increased by nearly 200%. Caroline Ray, veterinary surgeon at Blue Cross Pet Charity, told The Independent, "Sadly, we do see dogs and cats coming into our animal hospitals every year with chocolate-related illness. It's one of the most common types of poisoning we see. Chocolate can be extremely toxic to cats and dogs and should never be fed to them. This is everything you need to know about dogs eating chocolate and how to ensure your dog is safe this Easter." Is all chocolate poisonous to dogs? Chocolate contains a chemical called theobromine, which can be poisonous to dogs and other animals because it cannot be broken down by their digestive systems. However, certain types of chocolate are more toxic to dogs than others. Typically, darker chocolate contains more theobromine and is subsequently more likely to be harmful to a dog, according to Dr. Ray. Baking chocolate and cocoa powder pose the highest risks. According to the Kennel Club, white chocolate contains very little theobromine and is therefore unlikely to cause theobromine poisoning to dogs. However, it can still make your dog ill. The weight of the dog and the amount of chocolate consumed also plays a part in the seriousness of the incident. Although all dogs can get sick from eating chocolate, heavier dogs may experience lesser symptoms than smaller dogs from eating the same size piece of chocolate. According to the American Kennel Club, a very concerning dose of chocolate is approximately 1 ounce of milk chocolate per pound of body weight. How can you tell if your dog has been poisoned from chocolate? Symptoms of concern for dog owners can be anything from vomiting and diarrhea to rapid breathing and seizures. Because chocolate is a stimulant, it can also cause excitement and muscle twitching, as well as an increase in heart rate and blood pressure. Chocolate can also be fatal for dogs, so if you notice your dog has consumed chocolate, you should seek help immediately. What should you do if your dog eats chocolate? The first step, if you notice your dog is displaying any of the symptoms or has eaten chocolate, is to call your veterinarian. If you have seen your pet eat something that they shouldn't, don't wait for symptoms to appear. Call your vet immediately and ask for their advice. Dr. Ray advises. You should also write down the details of anything you think your pet has ingested, when they ate or drank it, how much they have swallowed, and what symptoms they have been experiencing. Dependent on the size of your dog and the amount of chocolate consumed, your vet may suggest closely monitoring your pet. If your dog is reacting badly to chocolate consumption, your vet may induce vomiting, and give the dog activated charcoal to move the toxins out of the body. More serious measures, such as medications or IV fluids, may also be required. To ensure your dog has a happy and healthy Easter, make sure that you keep all chocolate stored where your dog cannot reach. Also, avoid giving your dog hot cross buns, as grapes, raisins, currants, and sultans are all toxic to dogs according to the Kennel Club. So what do you think? Are you going to have an Easter egg hunt with your dog? It sure sounds like fun. And one last thing. Did you know the best thing you can do for our show is to tell your family and friends how to listen? Who knows? Maybe they will become a rabid listener just like you. I'm Michelle Forto for Dogworks Radio. See you next time.
From First Paw Media, this is Dogworks Radio. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we invite you to subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll find a link on the episode notes. You can tap or swipe on the episode cover art, and you'll see some offers from our sponsors. You can support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have heard, we would love it if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe too. Your hosts are Robert and Michelle Forto. Our producer is Robert Forto and created for First Paw Media. Did you know that Alaska Dog Works trains service dogs for those in need throughout North America? Each and every service dog that is trained through the Lead Dog Service Dog Program and Michelle Forto and her team has an individual training plan. We train for autistic, mobility, psychiatric, and PTSD for our soldiers for service work. If you know of someone that may need a service dog, please take a moment and check out Alaska Dog Works on social media and at alaskadogworks.com.